Hello and welcome to my dungeon. I know what you're thinking. Why do you have that cringy girl gamer shirt on? Listen, it's for the lore, okay? I was asked, oh Kate, tell us, how did you get into video games? It started when I was a youth. Youth? I was 7 and my uncle got me and my brother a PlayStation 1. I don't know, it was probably mostly for my younger brother, but the problem was I was 7, he was 4. And it was weird too because my brother got Crash Team Racing and I was given like Elmo World or something. Like Elmo, and there was like roller skates and skateboarding and everything. And I was like, he is literally 4. Why am I given the Elmo? You know, it was very confusing. I'll never forget they put in the Elmo and we were playing it and I was like, yeah, this actually is kind of fun. What's the game that he got? And he hated it. It was too hard for him. He couldn't figure it out. And I was like, Papa, because my dad started playing it. I was like, Papa, may I play some? And so he gave me the controller and I started playing and I had a blast and I loved it. And that is where everything went downhill because then I got Frogger 2 and then I got a lot of other games. So I started thinking, you know, me now currently, what games really shaped me as a person? And I think it's got to be those first two, Crash Team Racing and whatever Sesame Street roller skating or whatever. You can look it up. It's got to be out there. Frogger was also very important. I also did PC gaming, but it was only at my grandma's house when we went to visit her in the summer. And it was a Barbie game. There was a Barbie Horseback Riding Club. That was my life, was that. And then, weirdly enough, there's a Blue's Clues computer game, and it was so fun. But the problem was we were so severely limited with our computer time that it took me years to finish the game because one, I had to share the computer with my brother and then also my grandma would also need on it and then my grandpa would need on it and then my mom would need on it, and so I didn't get a whole lot of time. If I'm remembering correctly, the Blue's Clues game had 2 discs and I was always stuck on disc 1 because I would, you know, play it and then I'd have to fly home and then I'd come back the next year for summer and then the memory would be wiped and oh, grandma got a new computer, and so I had to start over again. But then by the time I'd finished disc 1, I had to go back. So it took me literally years to finish this dumb little Blue's Clues game. But I remember when I finished it, I was like, that was the most fun game. Like it was so, I don't know, something about it was just so fun. And then I had a Barbie gymnastics game on the PC. Man, I wish I could play those again. If I could relive a time in my life, that would definitely be one of them. Then one year I got a Game Boy Advance. I'll never forget getting the Game Boy Advance. I don't remember what games I got. It was probably Frogger, but I still have the Game Boy Advance. And the thing is, I would play it and then, but the problem was the screen was so dark. And so my mom got me like the little clip on and it had like a little light, and oh, that changed everything. That changed everything. I started getting all kinds of games for my Game Boy Advance, and it was a little pink Game Boy Advance, by the way. So we got the PlayStation 2 where I started playing like Battlefield, and we got Lego Star Wars. We started getting all these games, and there was like Sly Cooper, and oh man, gaming was so different back then. I feel like now gaming, people expect a certain thing and it's just not quite there. You know what game did get quite there though? We'll get to this in a minute, but Baldur's Gate 3 was that for me. Because my problem now is like I feel like everything is so hyped all the time instead of just enjoying a game, being like, that was so fun, and then you can move on to the next one. Now it's like you need the internet, and then you got to get the DLCs, and then oh, we're gonna do these new, we're gonna add this new stuff, and then we're gonna put this new stuff in, and then oh, that's not available anymore. Then we're gonna below some of it, and then let me say, well, wait, you know, don't get me wrong. Like I play Stardew Valley, I play Baldur's Gate. I do like when they update stuff. Oh, we add in more Easter eggs. I'm like, say less. And I love Skyrim. We're hopping around too much now. My top favorite games, I guess, is Harvest Moon, because I discovered Harvest Moon. My cousin got it for Christmas, and I was like, what game is this? And she's like, oh, it's Harvest Moon. You do farming and all this other stuff. She had it on her Game Boy, and she showed it to me, and she goes, you can play if you want, but you can only be a boy. And I was like, well, I don't want to be a boy, you know? But anyways, I played it. I'm like, this is so fun. Do they have it for GameCube? She's like, maybe. I'm not sure. They had it for GameCube. They had it for GameCube. It was called Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life. Let me tell you something. That was quality years of my life. And then I found out years later they made another one called Harvest Moon, Another Wonderful Life. And in that one, you can be a girl. Oh, I was so excited. I was so excited for that. Oh, you don't even know. You don't even know. Then I found out there was other Harvest Moons. And there's a Harvest Moon Tree of Tranquility for the Wii. And I was like, what? So I got that. And also too, there's a lot of Harvest Moons. There's like Harvest Moon Mineral Town. I don't really know what that one is. There's a lot of things. Also too though, actually we're skipping. Legend of Zelda was also a very, very big thing for me. Wind Waker was my first Legend of Zelda. Incredible game. Right after that was Twilight Princess. Incredible game. That was when I had my awakening, I guess. My awakening for Link was when I was 6. Let's be fair. I watched, it was like Pixel Link, and 6-year-old me was like, that's my man. That is my man. He's right here. He's gonna live in here for forever. I'm gonna be 89 years old being like, oh, I don't remember my husband. But Link from the Legend of Zelda, do 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 do. And they're gonna be like, okay, Grandma, we gotta put your teeth back in. I'd be like, what? What teeth? Who got teeth? This is the only tattoo I have, and I wanted to get it because I'm insane. Video games are such a big part of my life. I can't imagine someone not being into video games. It's such a weird thought. It's always been such an improvement on my life just for my own soul's happiness, I guess. When I got introduced to the Elder Scrolls, the way I got introduced to it was kind of funny. So my dad came home one day, was like, guys, I got you a PS3. And we're like, whoa, what? You got a PS3? He's like, yeah, and I got 2 free games with it. And we're like, whoa. So we looked at these 2 free games, and one of the free games was like some snowboarding game, and the other one was called Oblivion. My dad's like, yeah, the guy said there, like, Oblivion's one of the best games, and blah, 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 blah. And we're like, okay. So my brother, you know, because he was the boy, so he got to play first, me. So he put in Oblivion, and he hated it. He's like, this is dumb. It's like a maze, and you can't get out, you can't do anything. And I was like, well, I would like to play Oblivion, please. Like, my turn. He just wouldn't have it. So he started playing his snowboarding game. And I was like, okay, how about this? You get 2 hours, I get 2 hours. You get 2 hours, I get 2 hours. And he goes, okay, fine. So he played his little game, and then it was my turn. And so I go sit down, and I start playing Oblivion. Guess what? It's not a maze game. My brother just has ADHD, and I have a different kind of ADHD where I wanted to play. I wanted to hyper focus on it, you know? So I get out of the maze, and it's this world, this whole open world, and there's the sunshine, and there's the skies. And my dad was like, whoa, because he's on the couch watching this whole thing. And my brother comes in, and he's like, what game is this? I was like, Oblivion. He's like, well, I want to play. I didn't know it was this. I thought it was just a maze. And I was like, no, push his head back. I'm like, nope, this is my turn. You can wait. And like, I have 2 hours, and then it will be your turn. And then from then on, that was my entire junior year of high school was Oblivion. I'd come home from school, and my brother and I would switch, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, and the next day, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. My dad would just lay on the couch the whole time watching. He loved watching Oblivion. And then when I discovered, right? Because once you go into the portal of hell, and you get like I don't remember, the eye or something, and I discovered myself, because this is before the internet, right? Well, there was the internet, but like we didn't have smartphones. Well, people had smartphones, I didn't have a smartphone. You couldn't look up this stuff. So I discovered myself that you could merge boots with the eye or something. You could put them together and it'd make the boots stronger, and you could rename them and all this other stuff, and like it was all crazy. And my dad saw that I did that. He was like, don't tell your brother, don't tell your brother. And I was like, okay. Eventually my brother found out, and they pulled that trick on me because I didn't know you could fast travel. So I want you to think about how much you have to travel in Oblivion, by horse or by foot. And of course I got the horse immediately because I'm a horse girl, but how much time I wasted going from place to place because I didn't know you could fast travel. Eventually my dad got so sick of watching me go on a horse because it would kill time. It'd kill like 20 minutes. So finally my dad's like, oh my God, Caitlin, open the map. And so I opened the map, and he's like, just click on where you want to go. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I click fast travel, and I go, Oblivion blew my mind. It was such an earth-shattering game for me that it just changed everything. And then I heard about Skyrim, and let me tell you, I was 11, man. I will never forget. That was something that I was so excited for because it had dragons and it had all this other stuff, and it was going to look better and blah, 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 blah. And then Skyrim is still, to this day, my favorite game. It's so weird to think that there's people that just don't play video games. Like, what do? I grew up also playing Halo, and I play Call of Duty. I didn't ever get really super into it. Like, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't something where I get home from school and I'm like, I have to play this. It was more of like, I have to play The Sims. I have to play, The Sims, dude. I loved The Sims. And I tried, so I still have the memory cards for my GameCube, and it has Sims 2 on it because Sims 2 was so big, it took up the entire memory card. Oh, but like I'll never forget when I got my MacBook, I was so excited that The Sims could be playing on the MacBook. And so man, let me tell you, 1, sounded like a plane was taking off. 2, the bottom would get so hot it burned you. 3, the charger would get so hot it would burn you. But man, I played The Sims on my MacBook. I made that thing work. I know what you're thinking, Kate, you played on a trackpad? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. For years. I did. I played Minecraft on that MacBook too. That's how I discovered Minecraft. After school one day, my brother came in and was like, you have to play this game. It's called Minecraft. And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, no, trust me. It'll work on your computer. It'll work on your computer. So we open my MacBook, do it, and I start playing it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. This feels kind of dumb. So I close it, I go upstairs, and I'm like, well, so then I go back down, like, okay, let's play. And so we started playing on a server. Thinking back to all the games I've ever played in my entire life, it's just, I love video games. Like, I'm so thankful to be born in this time where there's video games, and like now there's like VR. Granted, I don't do a whole lot of VR, but the concept of it is still so cool. And like I love Beat Saber. Beat Saber was so fun. The sweat after that, bleh, you know? Maybe it's just me. I just get super sweaty. I don't know. Like what I was saying, so Baldur's Gate 3 came out. I had never heard of Baldur's Gate 2, Baldur's Gate anything. I'd never heard of it. Everyone was just talking about Baldur's Gate 3, Baldur's Gate 3, I saw it on TikTok. I saw people playing it. I had friends playing it, and I kept asking, guys, do you think I'd like this game? And everyone kept telling me no. Everyone was like, no, it's a turn-based game. You're not gonna like it, Kate. No, Kate, you're gonna get bored. No, Kate, you're not gonna like it. And I'm like, but then I kept getting a story and TikToks, and I was like, I don't know, man, this seems kind of cool. It just seems like D&D, but in a video game, and I love D&D. And so I ignored everybody, and I started playing Baldur's Gate. And my favorite games, Skyrim and Baldur's Gate, like they're right here. Nothing has ever been able to, like Harvest Moon is obvious, like Harvest Moon, Wind Waker, but those are different. Like a game that I can sit down and play over and over and over and over. I can do that with Harvest Moon, I can do that with Legend of Zelda, but there has to be a big break in between it. Skyrim I can just come back to. I love Skyrim so much, and Baldur's Gate is right here. I want you to know that's how much I love Baldur's Gate. There's also too, Stardew Valley. Also, I never thought I would like Stardew Valley because it's pixels. I love Stardew Valley. I started playing Fields of Mystery. I didn't think I liked Fields of Mystery because it's like Stardew Valley, but I like Stardew Valley, but it's not like Stardew Valley, and I love Fields of Mystery. Then I started playing My Time at Portia. Didn't think I like it. Loved it. Then I started playing My Time at Sandrock. Loved it. I just love all kinds of, I just love video games, man. And I played The Last of Us for the first time, and you know what? Wasn't my biggest kind of game. Like, it was good, it just wasn't really a Kate game. I can appreciate the cinematics, I can appreciate the music, I can appreciate the actors, I can appreciate it, but I was just like, man, this is kind of dark. You know, there's just something about zombies, it just stresses me out, man. Because in my head I'm like, what if this were true? What if this was real? I'm like, shh, shh. You know, everything changed when Overwatch happened. Because listen, when I first played Overwatch, I got it for my PlayStation. I asked for my birthday for a PlayStation 4 so I could play Overwatch, because everyone kept telling me that was the way to play, and I was like, no, I want to play on my PC. I'm a PC gamer through and through now. I want to play, but everyone, no, you got a PS4. So I got it. I played it twice, and then I moved to the PC because the PC was just better. My friend introduced me to Overwatch in 2016, like right when it came out, and he's like, I think you're gonna like this. And I played a little bit of it, and like, I don't like it. 2017, I was like, I think I like this now, actually, because the problem was my friend had me play like Soldier, Tracer, I tried Diva. I just didn't understand the concept of DPS tank support, you know? When I re-checked it out myself, I fell in love with Mercy. That is the only reason I still play Overwatch to this day, is because of that woman. I feel like I could talk your ear off talking about video games, but I'm gonna stop for now. But I just, thinking about games and Kirby, Legend of Zelda, and Skyrim, and Baldur's Gate, and Harvest Moon, and Animal Crossing, I appreciate this life, you know? You have any favorite games? Do you have games that you feel like was a core memory and made you who you are today? Do you have any games that you didn't necessarily like, and then games that you loved that you thought you wouldn't like, and then games that you thought you would hate and then ended up hating? Like, let me know. What are your thoughts? And also too though, if you don't play video games, what do you do? What do you do for fun? Do you talk to people? Anyways, thanks for watching my video. Let me know what your thoughts, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Safe travels. Okay, bye.